where the sunshine go? When the sunshine go? So sick when it's time to get it.
We can see Chicago from 50 miles away. We should. Yeah, brother.
We spoke yesterday about flat Earth.
Have you guys looked into it?
Actually, yeah, I have a theory. If I take a plane, literally spoke about that last night. I promise you. We just had a whole conversation. Straight. I get to the same point.
Right.
So how? If you go straight, where are you going? If you just fly straight,
do you know you're really going straight? I mean, you're flying. Straight. Like the thing is that like have you looked into the theory where it's like if it's like imagine a kiddie pool and like the continents are in the center of the pool and you can literally fly kind of like in a straight manner, but you're going to be going around the edge of the ring of the pool, so you would like literally be able to go around in a circle.
That's if I go in one direction. If I go in this direction, right, then that won't happen.
You guys know that there's only been one north-south navigation of the globe, supposedly one time in all of history. One time. That's strange, right? That we go around the globe supposedly east-southeast direction, in a southeastern direction.
So you believe that the world is round?
I believe that I believe that it's like a circle. They call it a circle of the earth in the Bible now. I was atheist for like 46 years, man. I never thought I'd be talking about the Bible, man. I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing it. But anyway, it talks about the circle of the earth in the Bible. And so, yeah, I think it's like, I don't know, man. I have, you know what? It's all conjecture on that part. What I have is that, like, if you guys have looked into it, you can see, you look out on the ocean, and they have videos, multiple videos of, you know how they say that boats disappear over the horizon? Have you ever heard that saying? Well, there's people who just get a video camera with a good zoom lens, and that boat that disappeared over the horizon, they just zoom back in on it, and boom, there it is.
So you basically say, I believe if the world goes round, the water will go down. And then go circles, so that's why there's gravity. And it will stay only down, so there's going to be only water in one part of the world.
Oh, well who knows? I don't even know how water sticks to a ball in the first place. I mean, that means now I got to become...
Gravity.
Well, I know, but do you know how... Can you prove gravity yourself?
No. Yes.
I can't... You can?
Check it out.
But that's not proving it. That's just showing a phenomenon that takes place. That doesn't prove gravity.
Yeah, look, gravity.
That could Neil deGrasse Tyson says it.
My theory is if a plane goes and gets to the same point, if it goes north, it gets to the same point. If it goes south, it gets to the same point. If it goes west, it goes to the same point. Right.
You can do that on a flat Earth nav. Like they show, like, there's models. You got like, I wouldn't want you guys to believe a word I say. Like, you got to investigate this stuff yourself. But like one point, real quick, think about this logically. Ready? We're spinning 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, is what they say. We're spinning right this moment, okay? At the equator. So if you were to get into a plane and fly in the opposite direction to spin at 500 miles an hour,
get to the same place.
Well, no. Think about the spin. If the Earth is spinning against you, you'd think you'd make better time. And then if you went in the same direction as the spin at 500 miles an hour and it's spinning 1,000 miles an hour, you would actually
500 miles back.
You would actually lose ground, right? But so what they say is that we're in a cocoon, and they say there's a magical. And again, gravity comes into play, right?
Let me explain to you what I think about that.
Sure.
If you go out of the atmosphere, then you're 100% right. Inside the atmosphere, you're still spinning with the roll. So
right. Yeah. That's what they say. But now here's the problem. How come we have like they say it's a vacuum. The space is a vacuum, right? Well, we're not able to. No one's been able to replicate a pressure system, which is what we have here surrounding the Earth, inside of a vacuum. So again, what I'm really trying to get at with people is that we're just believing what we were told. And when did they teach us this shit? When we were 5 years old, with a big globe on the teacher's desk, and the teacher says, yeah, you stick to the globe along with the water, and the Earth is spinning, and you go, okay, because and then they get you to believe in gravity.
That's what I told them yesterday. That's what I said.
Is that what you said?
It's funny. We had a long discussion about
Nice. This is interesting. Cool.
Yes. Energy pulls more thoughts about it. That's why we're the right people.
It's so true, man. I believe all this stuff now. I used to not believe in any of that.
Now you see. Now I believe. Put believe aside. I put believe aside.
Yeah.
When I grew up, I used my mind to understand stuff. Whatever in my understanding at the moment is correct, that's my reality. Doesn't matter what people told me or didn't tell me.
Yeah.
It's what I understood out of reality.
But I mean, can you honestly tell me though that like with gravity and general relativity that you can understand all the math that supports gravity and relativity? I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I mean
No, but I can understand right now that if it's cloudy, there's a good chance of rain. Do I understand how the rain works? No.
Right.
But I understand a little bit that makes it more or less enough sense that I can understand the full picture. Not the details, but the full picture.
So
the rule of how it works. Same way, if planes fly and go around and get to the same point, that means somewhere it's round. And if it
tried to walk to the edge?
You know, I don't know.
I tried.
I don't know if there
I
is
never
an
got
edge.
there. I never
have you
got
ever
there.
watched
I'm looking for it.
the movie The Room?
Why don't you just try it? Just walk to the edge.
Have you seen The Truman Show?
Well, you didn't answer my question. Why not just walk to the edge?
All right, do you know there's a treaty called the Antarctic Treaty, which basically makes the whole South Pole's Antarctic region off limits?
You can't get through it?
You can't go there. It's a militarized zone.
That's crazy.
And guess when it was made? 1959.
Yeah.
And like all the major countries
Just before
have
space
stuck
travel.
with it. Oh
Yeah.
man, dude, they have it all lined up
Well,
for us.
it's-
It's all lies, man.
illusion.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
Do you believe that man was on the moon?
Hell no, man. I can't believe that, can I? Because I mean, if I think the Earth is because if man was on the moon and they weren't lying about that, then I can't hold two beliefs like that. I can't hold the belief that we went to the moon and that then all of a sudden now they're going to fake pick photos of Earth from the moon. By the way, I mean, like if you guys looked into much on NASA at all, it's
a little.
ugly.
I mean, why do you think they have? What's their interest to tell you that they were on the moon?
Hide God.
To be more on power than everyone.
Well, it's all part. I think it's all part of the powers that are in charge to hide God. And I was a perfect victim, man. I was so ignorant. Like, and who knows? I might still be someone.
God.
Oh, what does
To
flat
get
Earth have
closer
to
to
do?
God? No. What is going in the atmosphere and going to the moon or whatever you go? What does that have to
Well,
do?
it just
hide
proves
God
that. I mean,
or whatever?
if they're on the moon, I can't believe that Earth could be flat. And there's tons of Christians out there who think that the Bible describes a ball Earth and that the Bible describes evolution and that I don't know if you guys have ever read the Bible, but not only the Big Bang. There's nothing in there that even closely resembles.
I'm Jewish, so
Yeah. Okay. So, but I mean, but the Bible, the Old Testament is pure. Is all. Yeah, the Old Testament is all about right. Judaism is based off of that.
I also believe in.
I don't know that much, by the way.
What's that?
I don't know that much about the Bible. I'm new. I'm like halfway through it. I haven't even read it, so I apologize.
I'm talking about taking out our religion, put everything aside. Okay?
Yeah.
Put everything aside.
Right.
But all your beliefs, because part of religion is also something you grew up into, like the same when you went to school. So they told you. It's the same thing you said when they tell you about Earth.
Yeah, but the only thing is, think about this though. I was 46 years old. A year and a half ago, I was a hardcore, in-your-face atheist, and if like you told me you believed in God, I'd be like, bro, you are like, did you ever hear of the Big Bang? Did you ever hear of evolution? Like, I bought in to that whole scene of science, right? Of quote science, but I never really investigated it and looked into it myself. I have paperwork too. If anybody wants, I have a channel, Zoom Truth. But you know, so you see what I'm saying? Like, so I've come from the other side. I was like hardcore in-your-face atheist, and now I'm like, you know, I don't want to shout too much about God because it's bad for business. I mean, people look at you when you talk about God like you have two heads, right? So
I'll ask you a different question.
yeah.
Isn't it easier just not to believe in anything and just believe it the way you see it? Because what's going to make a difference
Okay,
if
great.
you go...
Good question.
And because there's billions of people that believe one thing, billions of people that believe one thing, and they're just believers on something someone thought that.
Well, let me
I
ask
understand,
you.
it may be true, maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's put it on a 50%. Why not just to believe whatever you see in your eyes?
What I found.
What is the difference what other people believe, and why do you need to see what other people believe?
What I found.
What's going to make a change?
Okay. What I found. Let me answer. What I found in my investigation is that everywhere I look, we're being lied to. It's not just freaking flat Earth.
Oh yeah.
The government, the people in control.
If you're in the box, you believe.
If anybody here thinks that you're people,
thing in
if you think that you're
people, look at people. How many people do you see out of percentage what you see?
Right, but this is who I have my.
1%,
This is who I
half a
experience.
percent. Look at the roll. The roll doesn't lie to you.
But the thing is that it affects my life and your life. The fact is that I'm forced to pay taxes, right? At literally gunpoint. If I don't pay my
You wouldn't
pay taxes, there would be chaos. There would be people robbing
How
people.
do you know that? How do you know that?
Because I know. Because I've been in places where there wasn't exactly a system, and people were stabbing each other.
Okay.
Have you been to jail?
Did you know that? Can I ask you a question? Did you know the first 100 years of the United States history, we did not have any federal taxes? And yet, we made it through those 100 years.
Yeah, they still didn't realize they can make more money off the citizens.
If you want to live in the system,
I'm against. I
don't have any choice. I don't have a choice. That's my point. I don't have a choice. Okay, flat Earth. Let's get right to flat Earth. All right. These guys were actually talking about flat Earth and debating it amongst themselves. You guys said yesterday, right?
Actually, last night we said, and I said I maybe believe in flat Earth. I believe that if you go straight with gauges and you just go straight, where are you getting to? Are you spinning around? It's going to take you to the same place. I mean, if you go just straight and you know you're going straight, you have all the gauges there standing and watching and monitoring. If you're going straight, where are you getting to? Right. So if you believe in flat Earth, you're going to get to somewhere.
You're going to hit a dome, maybe.
You can have a lot of gas. You have everything ready. Just no stop.
Check this out. This is where I'm at. Hang on one second. I do have like a channel, and then you guys can always visit and investigate more. But in the meantime, you can see across from the shore, I don't know if you've seen this video, you can see across Lake Michigan. From the shore of Lake Michigan, you can see the Chicago skyline in the distance. 50 miles over water, okay? And we know that water has to bend to the shape of the Earth because we've seen the, quote, pictures, the photos, right, of Earth from space, and you can see the water curving. So you don't see like a divot in the water in any of the photos, right? You don't see like little bumps and shit. It is a nice smooth curve. So let me just
ask it in a different way.
Yeah.
You take,
Wait, let me just finish my story. Let me just. I don't want to lose. Hang on one second. So check this out. Over the distance of 50 miles, using spherical geometry, 8 inches per mile squared is the formula. That gives you the shape of the Earth of what they say our size is. It would give you 1,700 feet of expected curvature. Okay, meaning beyond that horizon, the Earth is going to dip. You follow me?
Yeah, I get it.
The Earth is going to dip 1,700 freaking feet. The tallest building in Chicago is the Sears Tower, formerly the Sears Tower. It's only 1,700 feet tall. Now, not only can you see that freaking building almost entirety, but you can see its little neighbor buildings that are 200-300 feet tall. What? So now the guy on TV, if you YouTube search it, flat Earth, Chicago, Lake Michigan, you'll see the video. But a guy on TV, he says, what you're seeing is a mirage, right? So okay, maybe it is a mirage, right? So this other guy named Rob Skiba, he says, bullshit, that is not a mirage. So he rents a boat, gets his video camera, and videotapes that mirage again right? Because they always happen so frequently, right? Bullshit. So he gets in that thing, gets in that boat, videotapes it, travels the whole distance across Lake Michigan with the videotape on the freaking supposed mirage until he's right in front of the city, and you know it's not a mirage. So, is it a mirage?
Why would they lie?
Oh, they lie about everything. Everything you look into is a lie, guys. It's frightening. But the main reason I found is that, and this is where I can lose everybody and be gone in a second. I was an atheist until a year and a half ago. I knew there was no God. I believed in evolution. I believed in the Big Bang. But I believed in that shit. I never really studied it. Big Bang says we come from nothing, right? Well, does anybody here think that a book can come from nothing?
You come from nothing.
A book? Have you ever? Can you make a book come from nothing?
I came from nothing.
Well, no, I'm saying a book though. Let's use a book as an example. Can you imagine a book coming from nothing?
No, nothing.
The words, the writing, the ink, the paper, all of it just pop, boop, just shows up, right? Well, they call our DNA. Our DNA has instructions on it, and scientists literally call it the book of life because it literally tells our cells what and when to do. It is an instruction manual. So when you think of that thing, if you're thinking that, oh yeah, nothing, if you answer the first part of that, nothing, a book can't come from anything. How did you come from nothing, right? With this instruction book. Hey, how are you? I posted your video, by the way. So anyway, it caused me now to believe in God, and it really changed my perspective, and it changed the way my actions are on a daily basis. But that could be just me being an old guy too, right? I don't know. But there's so much more evidence, like a fakery. NASA, they're disgusting, man. There's literally videos. If you type in NASA ISS harness, you'll see a guy who floats by on a freaking harness. Like they didn't CGI it out correctly. And you know what they do when this happens? They they cut the feed. There's another one where there's 3 dudes in NASA outfits, and I'll show you my NASA picture. You guys want to see the moon lander? Has anybody ever seen the moon lander?
Bro, the Earth is not flat.
Has anybody ever seen the lunacy lander? That's what we call it now in the flat Earth group. Check this thing out. I might be, man. If I'm proven wrong, I would agree. This. If you take a look at this piece of junk, I don't believe in it. Just 1 second here. This is what they say landed on the moon. Have you guys seen this? This is what they say. You guys see how there's this is the bins in my paper. Literally, they didn't even it looks like it's some type of cardboard, like a plastic material that they put. There's no dust. There's no, if you look at a clear picture photo of the moon lander, there's no moon dust on the landing gear, nothing. The glass crater, that's a huge thrust engine supposedly that they use. There's no glass crater. There's nothing. There's no stars in the photos of when they take photos from the moon. There's so many problems. When they interviewed the dudes who first went to the moon, Buzz Aldrin and those guys, 3 of them are sitting there and they look like they killed somebody. They look like the guilt of a crime. Rather than being oh, holy shit, we went to the moon, they're like, yeah. Then so they ask them, did you see stars? And the one dude is like, yeah, we saw stars. And the other guy goes, no, we didn't see stars. They didn't have their story straight. They didn't know what to say. So there's so many anomalies you can hear. You shouldn't be able to.
What does that have to do with the Earth being flat?
Well, the way I look at it is if NASA is not lying, if NASA isn't lying, then the Earth can't be flat. Because the photos that they're taking then would have to be real. And I'm not saying that I came to the conclusion that NASA's lying because it has to, to support flat Earth. What happened is I investigated NASA, and all I saw was a bunch of BS, man. I mean, it's just depressing. They make $53 million a day off of, supposedly from our taxes.
That's a different problem.
Yeah, it is.
Put aside the money.
Yeah.
Put everything aside. I see it interesting, the way you investigate about things. People investigate truth or not.
Yeah.
People investigate it. If you look in whatever you believe in, just believe in it, believe in it.
Yeah.
And everybody else will believe it. Some people will tell you you're bullshitter. Some people will tell you you're living it, and it's amazing. I believe everybody is right. It doesn't make a difference for me if there is a flat Earth or not.
Okay.
It's not going to change my way of doing my life if there's a flat Earth or round Earth. Let me ask you, all right. People scam about everything. Bitcoin is not a scam. It's a scam. They stole money from me. So, they made a whole big deal. So people steal money all the time.
Let me ask you one quick question. If you could live in a world where there was only lies, where only you lived in with all lies or only truth,
lies, man.
where would you rather live? I'd rather live in a world of truth. So I don't want to live in a bullshit world of lies, man.
Sometimes you can see through other people's lies your truth. So it could help if you want to look at it that way.
I said nobody knows the truth about it. We will never know that.
Well, I mean, am I standing here? Are you standing here? Is that the truth? I think it is. I think there's a certain amount of truth we can get to.
Yeah, because we can prove that. We can't prove if the Earth is flat or not. Nobody can.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're working on it. We're working on it. And if you look out over that horizon, guys, behind me, that thing, there's not a bin there. People have strung up a wire 8-10 feet across, maybe even further, and they've gone along it with their video camera, and there's no detectable curvature. Meanwhile, they say if you're up in an airplane, you can see curvature from 30,000 feet. And
bro. If the Earth is not a sphere, then what shape is it? What shape do you believe it is?
All right. I have no idea. Just let me start off with that. I believe it's flat, and it says in the Bible. I don't know if anybody here believes in God, but it literally says in the Bible, if you've seen the Truman Show, that there is a dome, and it's called a firmament that's over our heads. I don't know if any of you guys got to see the eclipse, the total eclipse. I saw that. Did you see the totality?
With the glasses?
No glasses. You have to have. If you're in totality area, there is literally you don't need any glasses. You can watch it with your bare eyes. It blocks out, dude. That thing scared me when I saw what showed up in the sky. So it was very frightening because for me, because it looked supernatural. And I was never one to believe in God or anything like that. But I don't mean to get off track. But go ahead.
Excuse me. Right?
Yeah.
So you're saying the Earth is flat, right? So if the Earth was flat and we had a boat right now and we'd go out there,
I'm listening.
We'd go out in the water. That means we'd float all How do we get from one country to another?
Okay. All right. Imagine. All right. This is the way they have the model right now, and they have, and they do have like a sun moon model that can explain. You have to go on YouTube and investigate this stuff. I don't expect anyone here to chat with me, and believe me, I wouldn't even want you to, because that would be stupid. Because we got it. We fall into this trap because we believe our teachers what they told us without really truly investigating stuff ourselves. But if you imagine a kiddie pool in front of me, right? And in that kiddie pool, there's little land masses, right? But there's still space around the edge of water where you can circle that globe. So you can technically circle the quote globe, all those land masses without ever really going around anything. You're just going around in a circle. So that's what they say. So you wouldn't be falling off anything. And what's really interesting is that the Antarctic Treaty has been in place since 1959, and it literally has militarized Antarctica, the South Pole. And that's what we like. There's literally there's old captain's logs of a ship that went along an ice wall, a giant 100-foot ice wall for like many days, hundreds, like
I'm enjoying myself.
Probably 2 months. So anyhow, you have to look into this stuff, and you know, and really make a determination for yourself.
Like I said, what is the point?
Dude, man, it's everything.
What's the difference?
What difference does it make if NASA's stealing money from all the United States?
So now that you know that NASA is stealing money from you, what?
I know more though. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I want to talk about
the whole
hoaxes?
government is stealing my money, and I work like a dog for a freaking piece of paper.
Right. So maybe.
So we all just.
So what happens if everybody wakes up and says, you know what? I'm not paying these liars anymore, man. I'm done with it.
So
I'm done with it.
I say when I pass the tolls every time I go to Verizon. I say, why the fuck am I paying this shit?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I come from? What happened? I'm from Israel. So
see you guys.
Every small thing that the government does, we go out protest and we win. Here, let's be nice. What are we gonna
Israel's freaking police state too, man.
Massive.
Israel's probably worse than here almost. And Israel's our master.
You want to stand for rights? Go fight for it. I'm trying to, I'm just saying.
All right, maybe not.
I believe in flat Earth.
Maybe I've never been there, so just from the propaganda that I've probably been told. So I have no idea really what Israel's like. You're right. Yeah.
You can ask this, but you know there is propaganda.
Yeah, this piece of junk supposedly landed on the moon. Hey guys, thank you. Hey, you guys want to check? I'm telling you. You looked into it all? Yeah. All right, man.
I told you.
Awesome. Great speaking with you. Good for you, man. Thanks. Have a good night.
Wait, is it moon dust like some type of drug?
When the sunshine go, you already know. Huh, you already know.